I guess the international break has just ended, and that means the final spots for the World Cup have been decided through these qualifying rounds. So I made my predictions a little bit back. If you did not go watch, did not watch it. If you want to watch it, I'm going to have a card up there. But it, I made my predictions a few weeks ago, so I'm going to go over them, talk about what I thought from the games. I was able to watch the final games, actually deciding the spots more than I was the first round games. Some good ones for sure. But from the playoff A and UEFA, we'll start with UEFA. It was Italy, Bosnia, um, Wales, Italy, Bosnia, Wales, and Northern Ireland. I could not see for some reason who the other one was. Italy took care of Northern Ireland, kind of easy, nice 2-0 win. And then Bosnia and Wales went to penalty kicks, and Bosnia took it. If you guys, again, saw me talk about the playoff and these games in particular, I said this Bosnia side was good, filled with a lot of young players, but then they're a good side. But I just thought some guys like Harry Wilson just had that little extra quality, the little bit more experience to take them through. Turns out I was wrong on that front. Again, it was a very, very close game. I said it was going to be a close game. So Bosnia went through against Wales to play Italy. Now, I had Italy and Wales, and I had Italy advancing. Italy once again have thrown it all away and have absolutely collapsed. This is a true collapse of Italian football. They failed to take out Bosnia and Herzegovina in the final spot, and Italy will miss a third consecutive World Cup. It is a huge failure for Italian football. Bosnia holding on, sending it to penalty kicks. Italy's penalty kicks were awful. But yeah, I mean, just huge congratulations to Bosnia and Herzegovina, their second World Cup, their first since 2014. Um, it's a huge accomplishment for them, a huge testament to what some of these young players can do. The guy who scored the winning penalty kick, Bahar Trevic, American, as born in Madison, Wisconsin, American through and through, and then he is a Bosnian dual national, and he chose Bosnia and Herzegovina, and good for him because he gets to play for the World Cup for that Bosnia side, and he's going to get a lot of minutes and really show what he's got and show his ability. So huge congratulations to Bosnia. They go through. They will jump into Canada's group. Now, spot B, you had Ukraine, Poland, Sweden, and Albania. Poland-Albania was a 2-1 game. I said this was going to be a tight game. Jakub Kaminski was the player I picked to watch, and this one had a very good game in this tie against Albania. But Poland had enough. They got through to face Sweden in the final. I had Ukraine taking down Sweden. Again, if you guys watched any international football in the last 2 years, Sweden have really stunk a lot. And then as well, you add in there the Ishak injury. They're a really, really big question mark. Graham Potter coming in and all. Huge question mark. I thought Ukraine they're a solid team, but they just got outclassed on a neutral site in Spain. And Sweden knocked out Ukraine. So you had Poland, Sweden in the battle for a game, and Sweden end up taking it thanks to a Viktor Gyökeres goal in the 88th minute. I think this is a really curious case because of how bad Sweden's qualifying went, and then the only reason they were in these playoffs is because of the Nations League, which is kind of a testament to show, hey, these countries, you guys have to take these Nation League games seriously because you can still get a backdoor way into the World Cup, essentially, at least a chance. I do feel for Poland in this situation. They had a great chance to do so. They lost 3-2. They brought it back. It was in Sweden. But yeah, it was a really good game, really fun game to watch. And, Sweden are back at the World Cup once again after missing the last one. So, yeah, pretty fun to see them. Be really interesting to see how they handle things with Ishak and Gyökeres both playing how they're going to handle that. They've got some good young players in there as well. Bergvall was the player I picked for Sweden. He is injured, so he did not make the roster for this World Cup or for this round, or this international break. So, kind of a null pick there for who I thought was going to do well. But good on Sweden for getting in there. I'm kind of happy. I'm rooting for them. Sweden got a little bit of a soft spot for them. So good on them for qualifying. Now, Spot C, or Path C, the U.S. group, went exactly how I expected. Turkey handling Romania 1-0. Game could have been more than one. Romania also probably could have had a goal, but Turkey were the better side, winning it 1-0 at home. And then Kosovo get through their game. A very, very different game than I thought was going to happen against Slovakia. A 4-3 win in Slovakia, Bratislava. Fishnek Ashlani scored a goal, played very well. So exactly what I expected to happen for Kosovo. And this pathway is Kosovo-Turkey in the final. And I had said Turkey, if they have this game nice and open, they're going to score a lot of goals. Kosovo was able to slow the game down, like I was saying, and create some chances themselves, and they just missed out. 1-0 loss to Turkey. Kosovo, they were looking for their first ever World Cup berth. It's going to have to wait, unfortunately, but a lot of very positive signs for that very small nation in Eastern Europe. Huge respect for Kosovo, and they looked brilliant. I'm a big fan of some of their players. Fishnek Ashlani, really didn't know too much about him until I started doing research into this Kosovo side, and I am impressed. I'm not saying he is the best striker in the world, but at the same time, he is no, Sunday league striker. Gave Turkey a real run for their money, and so now Turkey is going to go into the U.S. group, and based on how the U.S. looked this week, that group is wide open. Turkey, at this point, I would say are favorites to win that group. But yeah, it'll be very interesting. They've got a lot of talent, but they just need to string it together and play together as a team. And I think that they'll cause some issues, mostly because of their attacking talent, guys like Kenan Yildiz and Arda Güler. They've got plenty of talent, plenty of ability. So good on them for getting through. I kind of expected them to get through there, but they still had to do it. So good on them. And then the last group I got wrong as well. I was close. It's the Czechia pathway: Czechia, Republic of Ireland, Denmark, and North Macedonia. I'd said North Macedonia, it's a solid team, but they're not good enough to handle Denmark, and Denmark very comfortably, a nice, easy 4-0 strolling win for them into the final. And then Czechia and Ireland, I said this was a toss-up. It's right on knife's edge. Anyone can take it. And, I was true. It was true. Went to penalty kicks. Czechia ended up getting the win. The guy I picked, Kadebek, for Czechia did not play very much, but he did score a penalty kick in the shootout against Ireland. But, a 2-2 draw, 10-2 the penalty shootout takes them through. So then they have Denmark in the final, and the game is being played in Czechia, in Prague. And Denmark, back and forth game, but they blow it, and Czechia advance to the World Cup once again after a 2-2 draw in regulation and stop at extra time. They win 3-1 on penalty kicks. Højlund smashed the crossbar. Matthias Jensen hit it over. I think there was a save in there as well. It was a really poor penalty shootout from Denmark. Czechia very much deserved to win based on those penalty kicks. It's 2 games in a few days. They go all the way to penalty kicks after 2-2 draws, and they go to the World Cup. So a huge congratulations to Czechia. First time they've been back in quite a few World Cups. So it's awesome to see them as well. They've got some good young players, a lot of players that can really make an impact and really shock some people and make a name for themselves. This is a very intriguing team that can really shock some people at the World Cup and cause a few upsets and get a few wins. By no means are they a bad team. They're just not. But it's a side that I think can cause some issues. So at that point, our 4 final UEFA spots are Bosnia and Herzegovina, Czechia, Turkey, and Sweden, filling out the European spots. Now, the Intercontinental playoffs went the exact way I expected. I think pretty much everyone expected it to go the way that it did, but you started out with the Bolivia and Suriname game. I wasn't even expecting a 3-goal game here, but Bolivia winning 2-1 against Suriname in this one to send them to the Iraq game for a spot at the World Cup. Again, I was expecting a very low scoring. I was expecting a 1-0, maybe getting through in extra time or something like that. But Bolivia had enough quality in 90 minutes, get them past Suriname, who, again, they bring in some of those new dual national players like Joel Pirro. They just weren't good enough. Pirro missed a couple of really good chances, and Suriname really should have won this game. But that's their fault. They missed those chances, and that's how football works. So they get knocked out to Bolivia, and then Jamaica, New Caledonia, a lot closer than I thought. This Jamaica side really all over the place. New manager coming in. Looks like they wanted to use a lot more youth, especially in attack. They do choose that. They do get through past New Caledonia, but only 1-0, and by no stretch of the imagination was it a very easy game for Jamaica. Quite uncomfortable. I'm not saying New Caledonia could have scored 4 goals, but really kind of an uncomfortable game there. But Jamaica had enough in Mexico to get them through to the final to play DR Congo. And in that final, this was the first of the 2 games on Tuesday. You had Congo versus Jamaica, Congo DR, and Congo DR wins 1-0 in extra time thanks to a goal by Axel Twanzebe, former Manchester United player, off a corner kick. This is, again, a Congo DR side that are solid. It's just a very solid team. And I think this team, again, could cause some issues for some countries in the World Cup. This is not a country that you just kind of walk over, a team you just walk over, you're going to win 7-0. Not going to happen. They've got a lot of experience with guys like Chancellor Mbemba, even just Axel Twanzebe. They've got experience in there. They also have youth. They've got some speed. They've got, goal scorers. You've got, Yohan Visa and Cedric Bakambu. So you've got goal scorers in there. So this is not a side that if they win a game that I'm going to be, holy crap, this is brand new. I would not be shocked if they win a game or 2. I really wouldn't. I'm really high on this Congo DR team. I was expecting, honestly, maybe a 2-0 game or 2-1 game, maybe a few more goals in this Jamaica game. But Congo DR through. I'm really excited for them. I actually really want to watch them play in the World Cup. So good on them for getting through, claiming the 35th or the 47th spot in the final, the 48th and final spot. Iraq versus Bolivia. Iraq are able to take down Bolivia, getting back to the World Cup for the first time in a while. This is, again, a good team that has a lot of ability. They've got goal scoring ability. Game finishes 2-1. Bolivia had a lot of chances early on. Iraq had a lot of chances early on, and Iraq are able to take it. Again, a good showing from them in these playoffs. Even though they only had 1 game, still a good showing, and showing that they won't be an easy side to take down. But it'll be really interesting to see how things shape out. Really the next couple of months, I'm going to be doing a lot more research on all these teams and give another prediction video. We had that last prediction video that's probably the best prediction video this channel, or best video this channel's ever had. But I'm going to make another video and see how things turn out once I do more research. Now that we have the final spots decided, and just see how things shape out again. But I'm super excited for the World Cup this year. I want to know if you guys are. Please subscribe. There's a lot more World Cup content coming soon, so make sure you guys are subscribed. Let me know if somebody you think is going to go ahead and make some shocks in the World Cup.